This is the video for section 2.1. The homework was page 54, 2 to 22 even. I will be doing questions 2 to 21 odd. Alright, the first thing is just solving for x. You have negative 5x equals negative 30. So you just need to isolate your variable by dividing by negative 5. Your negative 5's on this side cancel, leaving you x equals a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So your answer is just x equals 6. Okay, here we have negative 10 equals x plus 12. Again, I want to isolate the variable, so I'm going to do the opposite of what's happening to x. 12 is being added to x, so I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides. So you have negative 10 minus 12, which gives me negative 22 equals x. And that is your answer. Here we have x minus 2.8 equals 1.9. So again, you're going to do the opposite of what's happening to x. X is having 2.8 subtracted from it, so I'm going to add 2.8 to it. So then you get x equals 1.9 plus 2.8 is 4.7. So x equals 4.7. Alright, here we have x's on both sides, so the first thing I'm going to do is get my x's together. So I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. Now the reason I decided to move this x over here is I want to keep my x's positive. Since there's only 2 over here, I'm going to move them to this side so my x's stay positive, since this 2 is smaller than 5. So these cancel, leaving me 5x minus 2x is 3x, and then I'm just going to bring everything else down. So I have minus 4 equals 26, and now I'm going to solve it just like I did the other ones. I'm going to add 4 to both sides. I'm trying to get x by itself. I'm isolating my variable. So I have 3x equals 30, because 26 and 4 is 30. Now x isn't by itself yet. I want to isolate my variable. Remember, isolate means to get x by itself. So I'm going to divide both sides by 3. So you get x equals 10, because 30 divided by 3 is 10. Okay, here, my z is right here, so I need to get everything away from it. I want to isolate my z. So I'm going to add 4.1 to both sides, leaving me negative 7z is equal to 7.7. And then I'm going to divide both sides by negative 7, leaving me z is equal to negative 1.1. Okay. Alright, now in this one we've got an x here, an x here, an x here, an x here, and an x here. So we need to combine like terms on the left side and then combine like terms on the right side. So first I've got 3x minus 5x, so we need to take care of that first. 3x minus 5x is actually negative 2x. So we took care of that and that. And then you've got minus 4 still, so we took care of that. Equals, now on this side I've got x plus x. X plus x is 2x, so we'll take care of that and that, plus 4. Now since this 2x is negative, I'm going to move it over to this 2x to keep them positive. So I'm going to say plus 2x. These cancel. Just bring down whatever you've got left. So I've got negative 4 equals 2x plus 2x is 4x plus 4. Now I need to get everything away from this x right here. So I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides, leaving me negative 8, because negative 4 minus 4 is negative 8. And now here I want to divide both sides by 4. So negative 8 divided by 4 is negative 2, and all you're left with is x. So x is negative 2. Let's try another one like that. Here I've got 8x minus 5x on the same side. So 8x minus 5x is just 3x, so I took care of both of those. And then I'm going to leave the plus 3 equals, and then over here I've got x minus 7 plus 10. So I can leave the x because there's nothing else like that on this side. And then I've got negative 7 plus 10, which is just positive 3. So I took care of both of those. We combined those like terms. Now I'm going to go ahead and deal with, I've got 3x here and x over here. So I want to move this x over here because remember the x is smaller and I want to keep them positive. So I'm going to subtract x from both sides. Leaving me 2x plus 3 is equal to 3. Now that I have only one x left, I'm going to isolate the variable. So I'm going to move this 3 over here by subtracting 3 from both sides. So give me 2x equals, now you can go ahead and cross this out, but remember you need to write 0 down here because 3 minus 3 is 0. Divide both sides by 2, and 0 divided by anything is just 0. So your answer is x equals 0. Alright, first thing we need to do is distribute this 2. So we're not doing anything to 5x plus 12. Distribute the 2, you get 4x plus 14. Now, just like before, I've got 5x over here and 4x over here. So I want to move the 4x over here because it's smaller. So I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides, leaving me x, or 1x, you can write the 1 if you want to, plus 12 is equal to 14, but it's not necessary. Now I want to get this x, now there's just one left, I want to get it by itself. Remember, we're isolating our variable. Subtract 12 from both sides, leaving me x equals 14 minus 12 is 2. So x equals 2. Okay, we're going to distribute this 3. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 6 is negative 18. Okay, we've got x's on both sides. 3x is smaller than 5x, but in this case, since the 5x is the only thing over here, we want to automatically move this 3x over here. We don't want to leave nothing over here. So we're going to subtract 3x from both sides, but we got lucky and the 3x is smaller, so that is actually good for us. So we have negative 18 equals 2x. And now we're going to divide both sides by 2, isolate that variable. So we have x over here, and negative 18 divided by 2 is negative 9. Remember, a negative divided by a positive is a negative. Not least, let's go ahead and distribute this negative 2. Negative 2 times 5y is negative 10y. Negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. Because remember, a negative times a negative is a positive. And then you still have this negative y here. Don't forget about that. So you just say minus y is equal to, now we're going to distribute this negative 4. Negative 4y. And then negative 4 times negative 3 is positive 12. Now on the left side, we still have two y's, so we want to go ahead and combine them, combine our like terms. Negative 10y minus y is actually negative 11y. So we took care of those. Plus 2 is equal to negative 4y plus 12. Now that we have just a y on each side of the equation, we want to move one to the other side. So in this case, since they're both negative, I'm going to actually add the 11y to both sides to get our y to be positive. Since the 11 is larger than the 4, it'll make our y's positive. So we have 2 equals negative 4 plus 11 is actually 7y plus 12. See how that made our y positive? Now we need to isolate this y, okay? So I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides, giving me negative 10, because 2 minus 12 is negative 10, equals 7y. I'm going to scoot this up a little bit so you guys can see what's going on. Okay, and then we need to divide both sides by 7. Your 7's cancel, leaving us negative 10 over 7 is equal to y. Now we're in high school math now, so we'll just go ahead and leave it as an improper fraction. And that is actually the end of your homework, so great job, and I will see you guys in class tomorrow.